GameKO. Welcome back, everybody, for another episode of the Code Report. Tonight we have a bunch of killer topics for you, and I hope you guys are buckled in because there's some weird ones. E3 is right around the corner, so you know these news stories get weirder and weirder as we get closer and closer. Not to mention, we have an exclusive breaking news piece from one of our sources about an upcoming game that should be releasing fairly soon. So strap in and let's get to it. So, first on the list, I won't make you wait any longer. We have a Dying Light 2 rumor. After many months of radio silence from the Dying Light 2 team, they have finally started to creep their little heads out. According to sources that we have near to GameCode, we actually know that the Dying Light 2 game is aiming for a fall release. So, you may not have to wait too much longer for that game to come out. We're really excited because we think that one will probably have a lot to prove. So stay tuned for more information on that. If we get any more there, we will definitely update you as well. Next on the list, Mario Kart 9 rumors are circulating based upon data miners, those fancy people that love to go and get into the code of Nintendo stuff. Mario Kart 8 is one of the best-selling games of all time, so why would they want to make another one? I don't really know. All I know is that if there is a Mario Kart 9, I will destroy all of your souls at that game. I am not joking. I'm the greatest of all time. Test me. Just see what happens. Right now, we don't have a lot of information to report, but we do think this is probably a pretty credible piece of leaked information. It's been a long time since they've made a Mario Kart game, or honestly, any Mario title in a while. And Nintendo is kind of in a scarcity of big AAA releases as of this year. COVID hit them pretty hard. So I would say that this is a pretty credible rumor, and we're going to keep a really close eye on any news that comes out about Mario Kart 9. Next on the list, Xbox Game Pass is announcing their new additions to the service. This month actually is a pretty good list of games that are being added, and the ones that are being lost are kind of whatever. Some Kingdom Hearts games and a couple other things. So if you're into Kingdom Hearts, sorry. But there are a couple really cool ones on the list, so let me go ahead and read those off. The first one on the list that's going to be added is a little indie game that kind of looks like a vibe between Pikmin meets, I don't even know, some sort of Double Fine game. It's really cool. It has a nice unique art style, 2D, but in a 3D space. So like a 2.5D game. It's called The Wild at Heart. So keep an eye out for that one if you're interested in that kind of genre. Seems like a cool game, and we're going to be checking that one out in the near future. Next one on the list is a big one from EA called Knockout City. The very interesting looking dodgeball multiplayer game reminds me heavily of something like Splatoon or something like that. So it's trying to cash in on this really great, bright, action-packed vibe that's fun for the entire family. So we're eager to try it out. It is on Game Pass free of charge, so if you are interested in trying it but aren't ready to dive into a brand new IP, this is a great way for you to do it. Sign up for a month, and I'm pretty sure Xbox still has that $1 for 3 months Xbox Game Pass deal for new subscribers, so check that out. Next one on the list is Maneater. Maneater is a cool-looking game that I've never gotten a chance to try, so we over GameCode are very excited to try this one out. This is where you play a shark and you get to eat up all of the different people that are in the local waters. Sounds like an absolute wonderful time. Can't wait to sink my teeth in, if you know what I mean. And the last one on the list is Conan Exiles. Now, I haven't played this game, but I've heard a lot of good things, which is weird. Not really my style, but what I will say is that those who have played it can't stop talking about it, and every single time I hear its name come up, they're like, you know what, I should go back to that game. So might be one that you want to check out. So I think that's a pretty good list of games, especially considering it's right before E3. And I think we're probably going to see a bunch of exclusives announced as we're coming up too as well. So look forward to that, Xbox Game Pass subscribers. We're going to move on to our next topic. A cool game that I had been very eager to see about, Biomutant, has early reviews that have come in, and unfortunately, they aren't super positive. People like Skill Up and stuff like that have referenced it as very rough around the edges. They can't recommend purchasing it at this point, and frankly, it kind of feels like a small studio that maybe bit off more than it could chew. They have a lot of really great base ideas. So many interesting features, and like thoughts and ways that you can play the game that I think they had a little bit of feature creep, as I've heard it described, where they just got overly ambitious and it got a little unfocused. Maybe a good double-A game for those looking for a rough around the edges game that maybe has a cool, interesting core. But I wouldn't recommend it for the average person, I think. So based upon what I'm hearing. That being said, hopefully when this one comes down in price, a lot of people pick it up, or maybe something like Game Pass will pick it up, or PlayStation Plus will feature it on there as well. So we'll keep an eye out for that one. Any news to report about updates or interesting factors on this, or maybe even some alternative points of view on this one, we'll let you guys know as well. Next on the docket is a Last of Us Part 2 update coming straight from PlayStation. The devs have now updated this game to run at 60 FPS, as well as a couple other minor upgrades to just in general gameplay and performance and stuff like that. I have to say, hugely appreciate this. Last of Us Part 2 was probably my game of the generation last generation. I'm not sure if there was anything else above it. If not, it was very close one with like Spider-Man and stuff like that. Hugely fantastic game. If you haven't played Last of Us Part 2, regardless of what you've heard, I think you should dive in head first if you have a PS5. If you're one of those lucky few that got yourself a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, be happy. We have lots of games, and specifically, Last of Us Part 2 is one you should 100% revisit with 60 FPS. That would be so much fun to play, and I can't wait to get my hands on it when I get my PS5 as well. Next on the list, PS5 may be seeing a Koei Tecmo developed Soulslike game that's a Final Fantasy spinoff at E3. Hold on. I'm going to say that again. PS5 may be seeing a Koei Tecmo developed Soulslike Final Fantasy spinoff at E3. That is a mouthful. I guess think Neo meets Final Fantasy. But here's the thing. That's just... We're a little shocked here. We're not exactly sure what to make of this. Souls-like Final Fantasy doesn't seem to go together. But you know what? Has to be better than Spirits Within. If you know, you know. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been the Code Report for the week of May 25th. Thanks for watching, and stay classy, coders.